Knowledge database. Companies, GDDP, GSDP, GDP, GNH 2030. Agriculture sector, industry sector, cultural heritage, and services sector. Fiscal and ethical co-responsibility framework. Track of entanglement, subject, object, self, SOS governance. Corporate norm, corporate management, orbiter mission.
Copyright, corporate norm, corporate management orbiter mission.
E is equal to MC square, the management mantra. E is equal to MC square. The E in the equation stands for energy, M for mass, and C square for the speed of light squared. In the simplest term, what the equation says is that mass and energy have an equivalence. The three laws the corporate shall inherit from mass and energy that have an equivalence. Law number 1, energy is liberated matter. Law number 2, matter is energy waiting to happen. Law number 3, antimatter, when it collides with matter, forms a pure energy. Law number 1, energy is liberated matter in the first law, which we show in P&L and balance sheet. Law number 2, matter is energy waiting to happen, is the second law that may be lying in the raw material stores or finished goods, go down, or incomplete project work in different places, or the towers of Babel strewn all over the world, waiting to be liberated from the present form. That is law number 2 for you. Law number 3 is intangible, is antimatter, is the effort from the individual entrusted with the task of packing. Law number 2, the matter where energy is waiting to happen, to law number 1, to be energized as a liberated matter. Take a look at the following slides. Number 1, change your organization structure. Realize your debit credit organization structure is unfit for a digital age. Drop it. Number 2, budgeting for roadmap 2047. Companies are at the bottom of the corporate GDP, GSDP, GDP, GNH pyramid. Number 3, knowledge database roadmap India 2047 consists of agriculture sector, industry sector, cultural heritage, and services sector. Cultural heritage leads to GNH, Gross National Happiness Index, integrating with economic development. Note, your debit credit organization structure limits your knowledge database of your company. In reality, your knowledge database is empty. Number 4, CREAM ratings. CREAM, acronym for corporate governance, risk management, earnings, accounting quality, and management quality. A leaf out of my GE case study on corporate life cycle. Get yourself rated by CREAM ratings, followed by 2 pages of index of inactivity by process area and index of inactivity by resource area, a matrix, a case study on HOL. Number 5, SOS governance standards. Currently, we are touching upon only the lot number 2, P&L and balance sheet. Companies must realize they are only spot jogging. My advice, please hear me out. Response report. 2 slides on my post response from big firms. Apply E equal MC square to know how your energy level is critical for corporate growth. Number 7, countries. Around the globe, I have created good interests. Check what Professor Leif Edvinson says. As a first step, change your organization structure. Einstein said the most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. Corporate and governments alone do not follow the laws of physics. You have a flat organization structure. Make it dynamic. That's what corporate norm stands for. Establishing They connect between the entity and society. That is the title. Corporate norm, sustainability of corporate stability. Corporate norm is corporate management orbiter mission. Corporate is central pillar of global economy, but collectively the current ecosystem has made it unstable. Make it stable. Mission is to make sure sustainability of corporate stability is ensured. That is the purpose. There is no different opinion among any as to stabilize the corporate management. The key word is sustainability. That is a sustained corporate stability. Knowledge database Ramanathapuram GDDP GDH 2030 will be including agriculture sector, industry sector, cultural heritage, services sector. In the trichow entanglement, subject, object, self, SOS governance, fiscal and ethical co-responsibility framework. This is for each and every project. When you look at the maintaining of the cultural heritage, like to see another one like Varanasi coming to Rameshwaram. When you look at the agriculture sector, like to see the water flowing from Theni onwards, bulls like Narmada and Sabarmati river, as a major work had to be done, important work. Look at the industry sector. We will look at the various critical metals, minerals, thorium is going to be a major important exploration of various items with regard to industry. Then the services sector got to establish, as we have maintained, similar to the technological advancement. There are several. I will point it out to some of them, like biochar or use of various machineries with least CO2 emissions. These are the missions we are looking at. Then we look at there are several projects, including that of establishing the Tamil Sangam and propagating what the Tamil Sangam can do for the whole country. Which has to be taken by every other district as to their development in either in language or, for example, Sivaganga is almost like another excavation of various good amazing things that have come out. So each project by merit, measure, record, implement and track. We got to track, which starts from once it is given to the member of parliament who is going to look after the Ramanathapuram district. We got to track what exactly that once he has approved and goes to the parliament, talks about it, takes to the several ministries, which could be marine ministry, for fisheries, for trailers, for various other areas. It could be for water, and he has a very great responsibility. And the industry sector, look at it, it is not the profit motive that we are looking at, because normally, of course, the profit is important. If you look at the investor is the government of India. A major investment that shall be coming in infrastructural development and development of various factors with regard to the building construction and road constructions and dam construction. These are the things which are they are the main investor. So when they select the individual companies to execute the projects, several companies, for example, Tata's had been used, L&T had been used. There are several companies of high order, and we have to look at what they do. Each project has to be connected with the SOS governance. Whether the ethical responsibility is being taken into account is not that allotment of work or projects are being given at the side by political support and other things. It's a purely, that's where the SOS governance comes. We will be able to take a rating of how it is being done, how it is being allotted, how it is being measured, how it is going to be taken to the further completion. That's about for the next 5 years, which is going to make a huge difference of what it is going to do for Ramanathapuram number 1, Ramanathapuram district number 2, and similarly what it can do for other districts within our country. There are 806 districts in India. So I propose this is as a preview, and I will give a detailed report after discussion and consulting with other people of Ramanathapuram and also Paramakudi and Kamadi and whatnot, and hand it over to the member of the parliament. That is my vision, that's my mission. If you look at this, there are two different index of inactivity. One is by process area, another by resource area. In index of inactivity, we have CREAM, that is corporate governance, risk management, earnings, accounting quality and management quality. And in resource area, we have ER management, especially for women equity. They take care of the ethical responsibility for a company. Then first, fiscal responsibility people, one from the manager force, could be a supervisor, operating force, maybe the salesman or a factory worker, technical direction force, men and women equity, and everywhere you can have both, and finance and HR, men and women. Women take a dual responsibility. As and when they take the ethical responsibility area, they also take the fiscal responsibility. That's what I said in the SOS governance, entirely for women. Give that ethical responsibility factor. Then if you chart the same, Lime, AI, Tesla, Uber, Netflix, Nvidia, Facebook, Google, Coca-Cola, Walmart, GE, Ford, is 0 to 5. There are two different stages. One is a creative process, another is action process. A creative process is a R&D guy, innovator, IPR guy, strategy planning guy, policy maker. There are several people who work only on accounting quality and management quality. That's what I said in the SOS governance. Here, this is the policy making directives that come from the board and also from the government, and one has to create. One is mandatory, another is non-mandatory. There are 200 process blocks, of which 188 belongs to this qualitative items management and 12 are the quantitative elements of management. In the quantitative elements of management, you have that earnings 1 to 3, the third one, earnings. Whereas qualitative elements of management, 188, are spread over corporate governance, risk management, accounting quality, and management quality. If there is a policy available, if it is being followed, then it is taken for granted that everything is fine. You may give a 5 marks, 5 rating of 5. But this has to be done by individual team, the team of 5. One is ethical responsibility who takes care of it, 188 of them, and the other 4 take care of the fiscal responsibility. It could be sales, it could be supply chain management, it could be accounting, and so many things. And there, individually you create what are the rating system. This is derived from the ecosystem that is by nature. So that is everlasting system. One is which you can see more on my book actually. I have not given here. It is 0, state of quiescence. That is, nothing is happening around. It's all idea. Then you get a conceptual idea. Then you communicate, you form a team, you formulation the policies and bring out a substance of quality. So Strategy Plan 2030 is very critical in terms of bringing what we want to do in 2030, and you bring it back by the action process. If the substance of quality or a strategy plan has been made well, and if you are not acting upon it, this is gross, whereas the creative policies is very subtle, subtler than the subtle. It starts with subtler than the subtle. Whereas in the action process, you got to, if you're not going to make use of the substance of quality or IPR or policy, then that particular one is in a state of insentience. Like that, there are about 200 process blocks, in 188 being the qualitative. Then same is in terms of conceptual, communication, formation, formulation, and the final one is a task accomplished. If it is a sales team, there are about 6 stages of transformation from 0 to 100. Make below 0 and above 100. You have 6 stages. Every 25% you can add to either conceptual. If your target is 100, more than 100 you get about 5. If the particular sale happens for a particular product, anything, nothing happens, is below 0 instead of insentience. So we are having a very thorough ecosystem established, connected to the nature. That is the important. So if you look at GE as such, GE has got various indicated Ford and GE as on the decline. I believe that is being based on the ex post facto quantitative elements, P&L and balance sheet. But that's not the case. If you really look into find out the reason why it is nothing has been done, or as is being reported about the scandals and other things and all that, you got to look at the corporate governance, risk management, accounting quality, and management quality. These 188 elements have to be measured. When you measure that, they are the raw materials for your earnings. The reason why Ford or GE are on the decline is because of lack of these qualitative elements of management being measured. That is being connected to the resource area. There's only one resource for any company, anybody. That is human resource, nothing else. That is the pulsating energy. That is the return on intangible. How each individual unit is being carried by a team of people, one taking care of the ethical responsibility, another 4 taking care of the fiscal responsibility. Each is works independently, but they are yoked together. So each team is, you get 0 to 5. So if you look at the GE, and what is the 0 to 5 in individual? Who are the people? So you create a matrix which is equal. That is the rating for this resource area and the rating for the process area, or intermingle. And when it is being done, you have connectivity in terms of who did what. That's why the 2030 strategy plan is very important. And the 4th stage, that is when formulation, it is the most important stage, where a substance of quality is created, where it is being acted upon subsequently. The creative process, I would say, is the intellectual value capital of the company, and the action process is performance value. So you have the performance index of each and everybody. It could be 5, it could be 0. So in a particular team, it could be 25, which is 5. It could be 24, it should be only 4. It could be 0, so it could be anything. That is the one which we indicate on this on Google or Coca-Cola or Walmart or GE. So you have a comprehensive intermingled rating system which will be able to identify the cause of lower earnings or higher earnings. And this is the one which I like to suggest for Deloitte to go and do it for GE if it is already not being done. Thanks a lot. Here we are, the cream ratings of Index 7 activity. That's what IBCM stands for, inactivity-based cost management. Activity has a cost incidence and inactivity has a cost consequence. Measure cost consequence now. What you see in this page is Index 7 activity by process area, cream report, corporate governance, or for risk management as well as internal controls, A for earnings, A for accounting quality, M for management quality, and several of the parameters which had been analyzed, and totaling about 100 and 152 or so, and you are able to give the rating part of it in each area, process area. 300 and 175 inactive, and this is on the basis of the daily sale. That is some of the no, one of the 2007, I think it has about 457 days over 5 quarters, whereas subsequently it is being adjusted with Indian this thing, April 1st to 31st of March, 365 days or 366 days. The denominator will be the number of days per year. So we arrive at the total number of analytics, accounting quality and management quality, which is a qualitative, and corporate governance and internal controls. Corporate governance has got the third law of Newton's third law. If there is a management quality available for a particular area, then there will be a reaction in the corporate governance. If you have not created management quality and do without any governance, it will be identified in corporate governance that you don't have the quality policy statement being created, and you will be given a 0. So this is how it is being done. It is going to be very important for individual companies to do that. 2007 to 2019, and most of the things which I see in Byju's or PhonePe, you have a major problem. A major problem when you go back to the last about 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, having invested quite a lot by the investors. And this I'm coming to the investing company, what they are supposed to do, page later. So you got to do that. Every company has to do that. It gives you an important aspect of your whether you have created a policy, whether the policy is being followed, whether the policy has an accident, or policy is being politically roughed up, and so many things are there. You go to do that. That is the individual company's responsibility, ethical as well as co-responsibility, how it affects the society. And if you come to the next stage, index of an activity by resource area, see that 2007 to 2019, if you look at the total number, it is the same, but reflect is a matrix. One is a process area, this one is a resource area. There's only one resource, there is a human resource. So individually you arrive at whether there has been a ER management, ethical responsible management. If it is not there, you identify the inactive is very heavy. The inactive index of an act 12.3%, 7%. You got to tally that. The total number of process area, which is say 152, it can go up to 200 because I did it some time back. So that is being correlated with who had done what. That is the most important thing. When you have the fiscal responsibility, which I explained on G case study, 0 to 5, that is what you indicate here. Every company has to do that. You can't avoid doing it. One day or other you have to start doing it. Then only you will be able to understand that how much of it had been left unattended to. In my book I have the case study of Volkswagen. It's a very interesting case study. Every company should go through that case study of Volkswagen and find out how it applies to them. It's a very good case study. In this case I'm giving the case study of the Sony Labor Limited, and take a look, and this is very important. I'm giving here, if you look at the framework, fiscal and ethical co-responsibility framework, track of entanglement, subject, object, self, SOS governance, sustainability report to come from the investee company by merit, measure, record, implement, and track. What is very crucial and important is that an investor company may look for $100 million. If they don't govern, we are not going to analyze and track your profit and loss account or balance sheet. That is secondary compared to how you govern. Governing is what is being given here. Strategy plan of 2030, fiscal, corporate governance and risk management, how you do that. Earnings is what we are talking about, mainly of P&L and balance sheet. And third is accounting quality and management quality. That's what we are looking at in a strategy plan in the fiscal responsibility. In ethical responsibility, establishing corporate culture and policies and regulatory compliance. And this is very important, how you do that. And the strategy plan will take into account the efficiency, no doubt, that is a fiscal responsibility. The most important thing is co-responsibility, is what you owe the society. That is being brought scientifically, like a atomic structure. It is corporate atomic structure, where investing company has to look for. Change your structure according to what I have suggested. Corporate MOM is corporate management orbiter mission. Something is orbiting your company. There are 200 fiscal assets. There are 200 qualitative and quantitative elements of management in terms of, you call one as a process block. Profit and loss account, profit is one process block. Paying to the company officials is about one other process block. Employee cost. Like that, everything is a process block. Like that, you have insider trading, code of conduct. That's another type of process block. Like that, there are 200. The 200, 188 belong to this framework. It belongs to the qualitative elements of management, whereas 12 is only the quantitative elements of management. You may have a 10 crore turnover today, and it will become 10,000 crores to tomorrow is possible. But your number of process blocks remain the same. Your profit and loss account, the number of elements that you are analyzing is not going to change. That will remain the same, irrespective of what the volume is. It's not the case with 188. The 188 is as on today not measured. That's what corporate norms suggest. First, establish your company's operation by orbiter mission. Something is going to run around which constantly looks at your value system. That value system is the one which is going to make it everything different. So the investing company establish your change in corporate atomic structure and bring about the value system, and for which I recommend, if you see the framework, is the women empowerment. Out of the 188 belong to the ethical co-responsibility factors. There's energy force. Whereas the matter, which is about 12 process block quantitative elements, or only about 12 fiscal responsibility, that both will have men and women, where I am asking you, pleading with you, entire ethical co-responsibility of 188 process block, give the women empowerment. Bring your wife and homely wife and mother to your organization. They know how to take care of this disciplined way of what I call as a corporate culture, and that is very much lacking. You go and try to get about 100 crores and spend as you like, and the boys only club has spoiled entirely. We can go into detail. These are all available in my book. Have a look at it. Whether you go for a further expansion, go for a private equity, go for a M&A, go for a carbon funds available. These are the $12.5 billion for demining or recycling the mining and all that. There are so many things over there. This has to be brought into focus as somebody within the organization looks into the value system, and they are the best. And women are the best. So go ahead and have a look at it and establish any company that you want to invest. You are an investor. This is for Bhavish. You are investing in some company. Make sure you create this SOS governance standards. SOS is the important thing, subject, object, self-governance, and merit, measure, record, implement, and track your fiscal and ethical co-responsibility. Then you are through. Your money is very important, and it is not your money is very important to you, but their returns on investment is important to the society. It will grow. 100 million can go to 1 trillion. It's possible, but value system is what you have to look at. Please go ahead. Thanks. I have attached my book. Every company who wants to get invested, go for investment, or read the book. Very good analysis in terms of what the framework looks into and how it is being tracked. Tracking system is what you have to establish. Thank you.